Welcome to Catholic Notes' second workshop series, where we'll take time to learn more about important musical topics. I'm Michelle, the Executive Director, and today we'll begin exploring the topic singers in particular love to discuss: harmony. In case you don't know what that is, harmony is a musical line that contrasts the melody. For instance, a simple harmony to the piano, to Be Thou My Vision, could sound like this. Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart. Anyone can provide harmony, singers and instrumentalists alike. However, there is one other important requirement with the definition of harmony in sacred music. It not only contrasts the melody, it must support the melody. And that's where we'll begin our lesson about harmony today. I once knew of these 20 phenomenal singers, so talented and strong in their musicianship. Funny thing is, as amazing singers as they were individually, whenever they sang as a choir, things sounded kind of out of tune and wrong because they had never learned to sing as a group. Instead, this singer would sing the way he interpreted the music, using his definition of the notes and rhythms. And then this singer sang the way she interpreted the music, using her interpretation of the notes and rhythms. As you might imagine, that choir of 20, so focused on their own individual voice, produced not one, but 20 different interpretations of the rhythm, 20 different tunings of the same notes, and the list goes on and on. The music couldn't have sounded muddier or more confusing, and all that friction between their voices drowned out the melody completely, making it near impossible for others to follow along to their music. To fix this, their solution was to temporarily remove all harmonies, all of them, and sing melodies in unison. Singing the melody in unison provided them a great opportunity for ear training, a key component for singing harmonies and making music as an ensemble. With trained ears, it's easier to hear one another, unify interpretations of tones and rhythms, and become one body, one spirit in Christ through song. This theological concept, in fact, is one of the reasons the early church rejected singing in harmony for hundreds of years. And it's just as important a concept for all of us to contemplate today. Too often we add harmonies because we want them. I can't tell you how many ministers have told me over the years that they sing in harmony because they like the challenge, or because it feels good, or because they don't want to sing the melody. They want to make it more impressive sounding. And yet, the music in sacred music must always come first. I'm going to say that again. The melody in sacred music must always come first. For it is our duty as music ministers to encourage the rest of the congregation to worship through song with us. That doesn't mean you can't sing with harmony, but if the melody is struggling to be heard or sung, it is no longer supporting the melody, and instead will provide confusion to the congregation. Whether you think you harmonize well with the rest of your music ministry, I encourage you to routinely take time in rehearsals to set aside the harmonies and sing in unison. There is always room for growth, professional musicians like myself included. And the more we practice first in unison, the more unified our sound becomes. To help you get started, here are 4 initial ear training exercises I like to use with music ministries. Using a note everyone can sing or play easily, sing on an oo, holding it until you hear the sound unify. When it does, you're going to feel or hear a sort of shift, like it pops into place. I like to call this shimmering or sparkling. Try it a few times. Here's Our Lady of the Visitation Parish in Darnestown, Maryland, trying this exercise. You're going to see me point when we found the shimmer. In ensembles, we usually stand by the same people each time. Well, this exercise is all about changing that. Stand by someone you've never stood by before. In fact, I would recommend standing by someone who's a different voice part or a section from you. Once you've mixed up, stand in a circle so you can hear each other all the better and try that initial exercise again. Being in a new configuration will result with your ears identifying new elements to the sound and picking out voices you may not have heard as much before. Amazingly enough, your ears will continue to look for these elements and voices even when you're back in your original configuration. If you have sung in many ensembles, your directors have probably spent ample time talking about producing the same vowels. That's because singing different vowel sounds is a big way ensembles are enabled to unify their sounds. There are many exercises to train musicians to create the same vowel sounds. Before I share a simple one with you, let me first explain the two strategies of thinking to produce similar vowels. One strategy comes from choral directors, who will ask every singer to position their lips and tongues identically. The other strategy comes from operatic choral masters, who train singers to listen to one another so strongly that their voices naturally blend together. Whatever strategy you choose, I encourage you to focus first on producing a healthy and supported sound. Not only will a healthy supported sound naturally blend better, it is necessary to avoid tiring out your voice quickly or even damaging your voice in the long run. In this exercise, I've asked singers to sing shooey, shooey, ooey, 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 listening to and looking at one another as they go. You can use the same exercise with different vowels like bitty, 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 bee. Bitty, 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 bitty. Context is one of the most important things we do when making music. If there is no context, then there is no true point to singing at Mass. After all, singing is praying twice. And it is through the hymns we sing that we are able to pray to God what words alone cannot accomplish. A huge element of singing in unison and harmony, therefore, is to spend time discussing the words being sung. What does this word mean? What are we saying in this verse using 5 words or less? Why are we making a point to sing these words at Mass? These questions may help you begin these important talks. This is just as helpful for instrumentalists. Yes, you may not be singing the words, but you are again supporting the words through your music. The more ensembles understand and agree what these prayers mean, the more unified and meaningful the music becomes. So for this exercise, I encourage you to even take 5 minutes to do that with any hymn, and then sing it together, and see if you notice a change as you go. Even if you do not usually sing the melody, I encourage you before learning your part to sing it and listen to those in your ensemble as you do. The more you teach yourself to listen, the stronger and more impactful the sacred music becomes. Think about it this way. If you, who practice all this music, can't hear the melody as you go along, how on heaven and earth can you expect a congregation who knows the music far less to sing along with you? Next week, we'll move on from unison and talk more about singing in harmony. Until then, take care and God bless.